The movie begins with a family camping deep inside a remote forest. Rob, his wife Margaret, their teenage daughter Em, and their young son Ali have traveled to the wilderness, hoping to enjoy a peaceful family vacation. But Em isn't interested in camping or hiking. She would rather stay behind and use her phone while the rest of her family explores the area. One morning, Rob and Margaret decide to go hiking with little Ali. Em chooses to remain at the campsite. At first, everything seems peaceful, but while Em is sitting inside the family's car, she suddenly hears someone tapping on the window. She looks up and sees a strange man standing outside. Em becomes frightened and immediately locks the doors. "Hello? What are you doing here?" The man doesn't answer. Instead, he tells her to come outside. Em refuses. The stranger becomes more aggressive, and in desperation, Em begins honking the car horn, hoping her parents will hear her. Her plan works. Rob hears the horn and starts rushing back toward the campsite, but unfortunately, the noise has also attracted the attention of another dangerous man. The stranger's name is Chuck, and he is accompanied by his brother, German. German reaches the car before Rob can get there. He violently pulls Em out of the vehicle. Rob arrives moments later and immediately tries to protect his daughter, but German is much stronger. He punches Rob and knocks him unconscious. Margaret then comes running back after hearing the commotion. She tries to fight the attackers, but Chuck overpowers her. Em desperately tries to escape into the forest, but German stops her at gunpoint. The family is now completely trapped. The two brothers begin their brutal attack. During the chaos, little Ali is left alone in the family's tent. Hearing the screams and commotion, the frightened child leaves the campsite and wanders into the forest, searching for his parents. This innocent decision will ultimately save his life. The story then takes us back 3 days earlier. A young couple named Ian and Sam are preparing for a romantic New Year's camping trip. The two are excited about spending the holiday together in nature. On their way to the campsite, they stop at a small hotel to buy some supplies. While Sam is outside, she is suddenly frightened by a large dog barking from inside a nearby truck. The truck belongs to a strange man named German. Ian is struggling to understand the map, so he asks German for directions to a nearby waterfall. Instead, German recommends another location called Stone Creek. He tells Ian and Sam that it is a beautiful place to camp. The couple decides to follow his advice. However, as they drive towards Stone Creek, Ian notices something disturbing. German's truck appears to be following them. Ian becomes nervous and keeps checking his mirrors. At one point, he becomes so distracted that he nearly crashes, but then German suddenly overtakes them and drives away. Ian assumes he was simply being paranoid. When Ian and Sam arrive at Stone Creek, they notice something strange. An abandoned car is parked nearby. They also discover another campsite that appears to have been deserted. The couple wonders where the other campers have gone, but they decide not to worry about it. They set up their tent and prepare to spend the night. Later, Ian goes into the forest to collect firewood. While walking around, he finds a small child's hat lying on the ground. The discovery makes him uncomfortable. Why would a child's hat be abandoned in the middle of the forest? Ian looks around but finds no one. Eventually, he decides to leave it and return to Sam. That night, Ian notices more strange signs. The abandoned campsite has been disturbed by wild pigs. The campers are still nowhere to be found. Ian begins to suspect that something terrible may have happened. The following morning, Ian and Sam decide to leave. Unfortunately, their car has a flat tire. While Ian works on repairing it, Sam begins packing their belongings. Then something unexpected happens. A little boy appears near the campsite. It is Ali. The child is weak, exhausted, and extremely hungry. Sam is shocked to discover him lying near their tent. She immediately calls Ian. The couple realizes that Ali has probably been wandering through the forest alone for days. They give him food and try to comfort him. Ian and Sam decide that they must get the child to safety, but their car still has a flat tire. Just then, Chuck arrives. Ian explains that they found a lost boy and asks if Chuck knows anything about his family. Chuck claims that he saw Allie's family heading towards Stone Creek. He offers to help Ian find them. Ian agrees to go with him. Chuck takes his rifle and the two men head into the forest. But when they reach Stone Creek, Ian is horrified by what he discovers. Several bodies are scattered across the area. Ian immediately realizes that the missing campers have been murdered. And then the truth becomes clear. Chuck and German are responsible. Ian finally understands that he has been dealing with two extremely dangerous killers. Meanwhile, Sam is still waiting with Ali. Suddenly, German appears. Sam quickly grabs Ali and runs toward the car. German smashes the windshield and tries to reach them. Fortunately, Ian had earlier given Sam a knife. She uses it to stab German and manages to escape. Furious, German releases his vicious dog to chase after her. Sam runs through the forest with Ali, desperately trying to get away. But just when it seems like they will be caught, the dog becomes distracted by a nearby pig. Sam takes advantage of the opportunity and disappears into the woods. At the same time, Chuck is searching for Ian. In the confusion, Chuck fires his gun. The bullet accidentally hits German. Chuck initially thinks he has shot Ian. But when he realizes that his own brother has been wounded, he rushes to him. German is badly injured and knows that he is dying. He begs Chuck to end his suffering. Chuck refuses at first, but after seeing his brother in pain, he eventually gives in. German dies. Chuck is now alone, but instead of surrendering, he becomes even more dangerous. He finds Sam and kidnaps her. Chuck takes her back to the same place where he and German murdered Ali's family. Sam is tied up and terrified. Chuck appears ready to continue his brother's terrible legacy. Meanwhile, Ian manages to find the keys to German's vehicle. He knows he needs help, so he takes the vehicle and drives to the nearest police station. Ian tells the authorities everything that has happened. The police immediately organize a search for Sam, Ali, and Chuck. But Ian soon realizes that he has made a terrible mistake. Ali is still alone in the forest. Meanwhile, Chuck is driving with Sam. Sam knows that this may be her only chance to escape. She waits until Chuck is distracted. Then she suddenly causes the vehicle to crash into a tree. The impact knocks Sam unconscious. When she wakes up, she is still trapped inside the wrecked car. Chuck is nowhere to be seen. Sam desperately tries to attract attention. She turns on the vehicle's headlights. Fortunately, a police car passes through the area. The officers see the headlights and stop to investigate. But before they can rescue Sam, Chuck suddenly attacks. A violent gunfight begins. The police officers are caught completely off guard. Several officers are killed, and Ian is shot in the shoulder. Chuck once again takes control of the situation. He forces Ian and Sam into the vehicle and orders Sam to drive. As they travel through the forest, Sam asks Ian about Ali. Ian is overcome with guilt. He finally admits that he left the boy behind when he went to get help. Sam is horrified. The innocent child is still somewhere in the wilderness. Realizing that they may never get another chance, Sam decides to take control. She suddenly accelerates the vehicle. Chuck loses control. The car crashes and overturns. Ian is knocked unconscious. Sam and Chuck are left alone. Chuck attacks Sam, but she refuses to surrender. She grabs a large stone and fights back with everything she has. The two struggle desperately. Sam knows that if she loses, she will never survive. Using all her remaining strength, she strikes Chuck repeatedly. Eventually, Chuck collapses. The killer who terrorized the forest is finally dead. The nightmare is over. Ian and Sam survive the horrific ordeal and are eventually taken to the hospital. But there is still one unanswered question: what happened to Ali? The final scene returns to the forest. Ali is still alone. The little boy is frightened and exhausted. He has lost his family and has no idea where to go. Then suddenly he hears something approaching. It is German's dog. The same animal that once appeared dangerous now walks toward Ali. Instead of attacking him, the dog stays beside the child. Ali slowly reaches out and touches the animal. For the first time since losing his family, Ali is no longer completely alone. The dog remains beside him, protecting him as he waits for someone to find him. Somewhere in the distance, the authorities are still searching. The movie ends with the hope that Ali will soon be rescued and taken somewhere safe. In the end, the killers are gone. Ian and Sam have survived. And although Ali has lost his family, he has found an unexpected companion who may help keep him safe until rescuers arrive. The story leaves us with a final message. Sometimes survival can come from the most unexpected places. Thank you so much for watching this movie recap. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming movie recaps.